In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this scrubby. It's a very simple little project, but it is great for washing dishes. If you have been a long-time viewer, you may know that I like to make my own washcloths. And this is just a simple, basic washcloth pattern with cotton. But sometimes this project, this washcloth, does not work well for scrubbing pots and pans, which is why I have started making these scrubbies. So what you will need for this project is some basic tulle and some basic cotton. That's it. The hardest part of this entire project is going to be preparing your tulle. And you're going to take a bolt, or I guess this is considered a bolt, of tulle or spool, and you're going to cut it into strips. Now, some people like to do it in 5 or 1 inch strips. I find it easier just to fold it in half and cut it and then fold it in half again, so there's 4 sections, and you're going to cut the whole spool. So you're going to pull the whole spool out and then cut the whole thing, and then find some way to wind it back up, either back onto the spool or just wind it into a ball, however you choose to store the extra tulle. Okay, so now that we have our tulle cut, and all I did was I unwound the whole spool of tulle, and I wound it back up again, and these might not be in the same order, but I wound it back up again without the cardboard center. And I don't know, there may be some easy way to take the cardboard center out without having to unroll the whole thing, but I was in a hurry and I just wanted to get it done. So I just unrolled it and rolled it back up on itself, and then I just cut my pieces. Just made some cuts. It doesn't have to be exact with this tool because it's going in your little scrubby and you're not going to really see it. Now that we have our tulle cut in 1 inch increments, we are ready to get started on our project. Now I can tell you that the tulle is very messy once it's cut. You might already see the little bits that are on my fabric here, my backdrop. So make sure that you're not wearing something that you don't want these little bits on. They come off pretty easily, but just so you're aware. So we're going to just hold the tulle with the yarn, the cotton yarn, so that we can do our cast on and knit. And we're just going to cast on 15 to 20 stitches. So I cast on about 20. And it can be any number you like, however big you want it. I think I cast on about 20 for this one. So I like mine to be about the size of a sponge. And then all you're going to do is continue to knit every row, holding your cotton and your tulle together. I can tell you that it is very rough on your hands, so don't try and mass produce these scrubbies. Knit one and then knit a different project. But that's all you do. And I will have a simple pattern written up on my Ravelry page, so that if you prefer to have some kind of written instructions or something to remind you about what you are to do, how you're supposed to do the pattern, then you can download that free pattern from my Ravelry page. So again, all you're going to do is just knit every row until you have the size that you desired. Usually about 15 ridges, which is about 15 rows. I can tell you that this tool is somewhat difficult to work with because your needle will continue to kind of pierce it, I guess. So just make sure that you try not to pierce it too many times because that will probably weaken the tool. We've already weakened it a bit by cutting it. So yes, you're just going to keep knitting until you have about 15 ridges. Let me show you the other one again. So, and when I talk about ridges, ridges are actually 2 rows. So this is pretty bright on the camera, so I'm not exactly sure if you'll be able to see it very well. But this is 2 rows, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have about 13 ridges on this one. 13 if you count this one, 14. So it just depends on how big you want your little scrubby to be. Like I said, I like mine to be about the size of a sponge. I don't like it to be too big because I do use it just for scrubbing hard surfaces when I'm washing dishes. So any size that you like, but I found that approximately 20 stitches cast on and about 15 ridges seems to be about the right size. So that's all there is to it. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, I will have the pattern on my Ravelry page so that you can download it and have that for backup instructions. But it's very easy. It's a very easy project. Just cutting the tool is probably the most difficult part about this project because that takes time to unwind and cut and then have it ready. But now you can see that I have 4 kind of little spools of tulle that I can use, and I'm pretty sure that I can get one and at least half of another scrubby out of one spool, one of the little spools that I have cut. But again, that's all there is to the scrubby, and you can see all the little bits that are happening here. So just know that that is going to be an issue. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Once you have 15 ridges, all you're going to do is cast off, just like you would normally cast off with any other knitting. Or bind off. I've been told that it's not a cast off. I call it a cast off because it's a cast off, cast on, but apparently it's supposed to be called a bind off. So bind off all your stitches once you have the desired size, and you are good to go. Weave in your ends. That'll take a little bit. You must weave in the tulle also, or your tulle will start to unravel. So, thanks so much for watching. Bye.